Have you found yourself waking up earlier than you would like to, hours before your alarm, frustrated, maybe upset, wondering, should I just start my day? If so, this class is for you. We're going to look at 3 ways we can interpret the question, should I just start my day? Learn from them, and also look at the principle that truly leads us where we want to be when it comes to early morning awakenings. And that principle is the principle of fuzzification. Hi there, and welcome to this Insomnia Insight episode. I'm excited about this one because I think it's a practical one. The question of should I just start my day is one that I get all the time. And I was actually surprised that we haven't talked about like this particular question before. So excited to get started. Before we look at like the 3 ways we can interpret this question and how we can learn from those different interpretations, and before we look at fuzzification, I just want to kind of define what we mean by start my day. What exactly does that mean? Well, in this class, we will define start our day as sort of leaving the energy of the night and entering the energy of the day. Uh, and what do I mean by this? Well, we think of the night as having sort of a different energy than the day. The day is for accomplishing things, getting stuff done, work, obligations, being in doing mode, versus the night, which has the energy of being mode. The night is a time where we don't have any obligations. We don't have to achieve anything. There's nothing in particular we have to do. The night is sort of being mode. So when I talk about starting our day here, I talk about the transition of a mindset more than anything else. And transition of a mindset where this is a time where I can just do whatever I feel like. There's nothing I particularly have to do, to the mindset of like, okay, my day has started. This is my time to do the things I need to do, take care of things, obligations, etc. So this is what I refer to when I say start my day or start our day. So with that said, let us now look at 3 different ways that I hear the question, should I just start my day, that I hopefully be really helpful for you. And the first one is this one: should I just start my day can mean, is the preferred decision to start my day in this situation when I wake up early in terms of getting better sleep. In other words, like, should I just start my day can mean like, is that the best thing to do? Is it just better for me to just start my day in terms of sleep? And the implied kind of idea behind this is that if I just start my day early, then, for example, I'll build up a lot of sleep drive, and although I get up earlier than I wanted to, I'll have a lot of sleep drive at night, and that will make me sleep. So it's best, it's optimal, it's preferred for me to just start my day if I wake up early, and that will lead to better sleep overall. If this is kind of the mindset behind the question, is it preferred? Is it the preferred decision? Then I would say that the short answer is no. The short answer here is no. There are no preferred or ideal or better or optimal decisions when it comes to a passive and automatic process like sleep. Sleep happens by itself when we're not trying to achieve it or make it happen. And when we start to think like, oh, it's best for me to just start my day if I wake up early so I get more consistent sleep overall or the next night, then we're sort of interfering with this automatic and process that is sleep, and then trying to then make sure we have the best decision, that we make the best decision, that creates effort, that creates trying, and then this passive process sleep doesn't happen the way we'd like to. So it is tricky. So for this one, I would say for the first one, the learning point is when we realize from kind of looking at our own question, we're realizing that we have been searching for the correct, ideal, optimal decision, and that this is an attempt to kind of manage and control sleep, and that sleep happens very kind of easily by itself when we're not trying to control. This can be really, really helpful. It's an invitation for self-exploration, understanding ourselves, understanding sleep, and it's an invitation for change. Not changing anything particular practical, but kind of like change in mindset, like leaving the attempts to control sleep, that really, really, really helps. So that's the first kind of interpretation of the question, should I just start my day? Now let's look at the second one. The second one focuses not so much on like precisely what we do, but it's more about what we're no longer going to do. So the second interpretation of like, should I just start my day, is the question of like, should I just give up on trying to sleep? Should I just start my day, as in like, should I just stop trying to sleep? That can be another question behind the question, if you will. And here I would say that the short answer is this one. This sounds really nice to me. Like, this can be really, really helpful. No longer trying to achieve sleep really, really leads to that place again where the passive process of sleep happens by itself. And another way we can look at this is what is it that really creates sleep struggles? What it is chasing sleep, trying to achieve sleep, trying to get it, trying to capture it. That makes it slip away. And chasing sleep is the same thing as attempting to escape wakefulness. Like they're just kind of polarities of the same thing. And attempting to escape wakefulness is what teaches our brain that wakefulness is something that is a threat, something that's dangerous, etc., which creates more anxiety and fear and more sleep struggles for us. So chasing sleep, attempting to escape wakefulness, that is why we have sleep struggles. So when we think of like, should I just start my day, as in should I just stop trying to sleep? Yeah, this can really, really help, because when we're no longer trying to sleep, then it happens by itself. Now, but there's kind of another point to be made here. If we abandoning sort of like the attempts to achieve sleep doesn't mean that we necessarily have to transition from night mode to day mode. So if you have been asking this question, like, should I just start my day, as in like, should I just no longer try to sleep? That is, again, very insightful and very helpful, and you're on a very nice path with this. But you don't have to start your day as in kind of like get up and brush your teeth and like have coffee and do some exercise, or however you typically start your day. You don't have to do that. You can kind of abandon trying to sleep and still be in night mode, which it can be early morning. It's earlier than you'd like to be awake, and you can just go like, okay, I don't have to like chase sleep here, but I can still be in night mode. I can still just take advantage of this time where I have some me time. Everybody else is sleeping. It's a time of no obligation. I don't have to do anything in particular. I can just do whatever I feel like in this moment without starting my day, right? So just wanted to add this one. But for number two, our learning point is going to be that when we no longer attempt to capture sleep, it passively happens by itself. Now, the third and final way that we're going to look at how the question of should I just start my day could be interpreted is this one. Should I always start my day if I wake up earlier than the time I would like my day to start? And I see this a lot when I get the question of like, should I just start my day? Then often what somebody's looking for is kind of an absolute rule, right? Like a directive, like a prescription. Like, okay, if you wake up earlier than you like to, then you always should do the same thing. You always should start your day, and that is tricky because these absolute rules, create struggle for us. They create struggle for us. So the short answer to this one is no. There's no need to create like absolute rules for ourselves, because absolute rules, they make us feel confined. They make us feel like we don't have freedom. We don't have freedom of choice. We have to stick to a rule. And whenever we have an absolute rule, there is going to be some idea behind that rule, such as, oh, if I just stick to that rule, I'll get the outcome I want. There is going to be some effort associated with an absolute rule. If not, then why would we do it? And if we have an absolute rule and we really stick to it, then we're probably going to have some fears around that too, such as, I'm sticking to this rule every day, but what if this rule doesn't work, et cetera, et cetera. So absolute rules, quite tricky. On the other hand, when we have kind of like general guidance rules or rules of thumb or something like that can be helpful. So a rule of thumb, like, I'm going to do what I feel like in the moment, what I feel is the easiest path when I wake up early, that can be really, really helpful. Like then we have like freedom to do what we like to do. We're not creating hard rules for ourselves. So a kind of a rule of thumb in that sense, kind of a guidance principle, can be really, really helpful. So for this third one, I wrote down that the learning point is that nothing is forever. Even if we say that I think at this point in my journey, then starting my day is actually what I want to do when I wake up early. I actually like to get up early, do some things that I normally don't have time for. I like to do that. So that's kind of my general, that's kind of my rule of thumb, but it's not forever. If I don't feel like sticking to that, I don't have to. That gives us a lot of freedom and flexibility, which is really, really nice and helpful. Now, to summarize all of this, I wanted to talk about the principle of fuzzification. And shout out here to Michael Schwartz, who started the Sleep Care School with me, like, what is this now? Some 6 years ago. He often talked about making things fuzzy, and I really like the word. It's kind of like, it's a nice and interesting word with like those double Z's and the I there, like fuzzy. And what does fuzzy mean? Well, fuzzy is the sort of opposite from like very, very clear and kind of stringent and like, rule bound. Fuzzy is kind of like flexible and this and that. And we talked about this a lot already, but I want to, say that fuzzification doesn't only mean sort of like the opposite of having hard rules, but fuzzification also applies to time. And we haven't talked about this so far in this class, but fuzzification really helps with early morning awakenings, because often we have a situation where we wake up early. We have a sense that it's that is kind of, we were before our alarm, and then we check the time, and then we see that, oh my gosh, I woke up 2.5 hours before my alarm. Oh no. And then we start kind of reacting to that. So fuzzification here can mean that we no longer check what time it is. We may have a sense that, I think I woke up around 4 when I normally want to get up at 6, or I think I woke up at like 4:30, something like that. That just happens. Our brain kind of automatically makes those guesses, if you will. But keeping things fuzzy can really help, because then we don't feed the brain kind of any data. There's much less to react to. So fuzzification really, really helps. I want to add that. With that, we'll conclude this episode on early morning awakenings. Hope it was really helpful for you. Thanks for tuning in, and look forward to seeing you very soon again. That's all for this time. Bye now.
Hi there, it's me, Coach Daniel, and I hope it is obvious to you to what degree we at the Sleep Care School really try to put out content that will help you on your path to peaceful sleep and peace of mind. And I hope you really enjoyed the video that you just watched. Now, some people don't learn the best by watching videos, but rather by reading. And I wanted to share a little tip with you. The books that most people really talk about having helped them is This Is Natto and Set It and Forget It. But I think most people miss out on my personal favorite, which is Tales of Courage. All of my books are available on Amazon, but Tales of Courage is special because in Tales of Courage, we've taken 26 success stories from the channel, and we've taken sort of the most powerful language, the most inspirational and educational parts of those interviews, and put them in a book. And I think it is really, really so strong, so powerful when you read those words from other people who left the struggle. And that's my little tip to you. Tales of Courage, I think, is a great book, and it's available on Amazon, of course. So if that's appealing to you, you can head over there and get a copy. But more than anything else, I just want to say thank you for being here. Thanks for supporting the channel, and can't wait to see you again. Bye for now.